रेडियो खांची 90.4 एफएम पर प्रसारित किए जाने वाले विषय वस्तु का सारा क्रेडिट प्रस्तुतकर्ता को दिया जाता है। हमारा मकसद है समाज में ज्ञान एवं सकारात्मकता को आगे बढ़ाना।
You are listening to 90.4 FM हम सब का रेडियो। I am Rajnish Mishra and our topic for today is basal metabolism. This topic is useful for UGC NET in allied sciences and master in yoga. A reference book is Anatomy and Physiology written by Indu Khurana. So, basal metabolism. Basal metabolism is the minimum amount of energy needed by the body for maintenance of life when the person is at post-absorptive state, physical and emotional rest. Basal metabolic rate, that is BMR, is a measure of the energy required by the activities of resting tissue. The basal metabolic rate can be measured directly from the heat produced using respiration calorimeter and metabolic chamber, or indirectly from O2 intake and CO2 expenditure when the subject is at rest. Factors affecting basal metabolic rate, that is BMR. So here factors are body compositions, fever, stress, smoking and caffeine, hyperthyroidism, growth, pregnancy, fasting, starvation, age, etc. So in body compositions effect on BMR, the more lean body mass, higher is the BMR. This is due to greater metabolic activity in these tissues when compared to bones and fat. Men with a high proportions of muscles mass of lean body mass have a higher BMR than women. In fever raises the BMR. There is a 7% increase in BMR for each degree rise in temperature in Fahrenheit. In stress raises BMR. Smoking and caffeine increases the BMR. Growth in children and pregnant women, the BMR is higher. Fasting lowers BMR. Ages, lean body mass diminishes with age, showing the BMR. In tall people, the BMR is higher. Energy cost of physical activities. Next to basal metabolism, it is the physical activity which accounts for the largest energy expenditure. There is a wide variations from the individual to individual in occupational activity. The energy required for the actual physical activity varies depending on the type of occupation of an individual. For computing energy requirements, the occupations have been classified as sedentary, moderate, and heavy. The ICMR classification of activities based on occupation is like as this. There are three types. First one is sedentary, moderate, heavy. In sedentary, 80 to 180 kilocalorie per hour. Moderate, 170 to 240 kilocalorie per hour. Heavy, 250 to 350 kilocalorie per hour. In sedentary, the occupation is teacher, tailor, executives, nurses. Moderate, 170 to 240 kilocalorie. Fisherman, potter, servant, maid, weaver. In heavy group, 250 to 350 kilocalorie per hour. Stone cutter, mine worker, wood cutter. The energy cost of physical activities is expressed as terms of BMR units. The energy cost of rest and physical activity is expressed as multiples of BMR, which is called the physical activity ratio PAR. PAR. So in BMR units, the physical activity ratio expresses the energy cost of an individual activity per minute as a ratio of the cost of BMR per minute. Hence, it is advantageous to express the energy expenditure in terms of BMR units. Like as activities sitting quietly, energy cost of activities in BMR units is 1.2, standing quietly 1.4, sitting at desk 1.3 BMR unit, and walking 3.7. Using factorial method, the WHO FAO expert committee has derived the BMR factors for Indian men and women as 1.6, 1.9 and 2.5 respectively for the three categories of activities, namely sedentary, moderate and heavy. So energy requirements of Indian adults in terms of BMR units: sleep, duration is 8 hours, rate of energy, sedentary 1.0, moderate 1.0, for heavy 1.0. Occupational activities, duration 8 hours, sedentary 1.7, moderate 2.8 and heavy 4.5. Non-occupational, duration 8 hours, sedentary group 2.2, moderate 2 and heavy there is no data. Average for 24 hours activities: sedentary 1.6, moderate 1.9 and heavy 2.5. So this is about basal metabolism. This is the small descriptions about the basal metabolism and energy cost of physical activities unit and including BMR unit. Thank you.